In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things I wish you know when using Nexus. I'm Dewey again. I talk about plugin. I share tips and tricks on your music. I do hope this video gave you a better reason to like, share, comment, and hit the sub button to be a part of this channel. These are the list of stuff we're going to be looking at today. Choosing which sequence layer to work with, replacing missing samples, reset saw ink, export and import midi, hard and unhide preset. So at any point you can skip to the part of the video you want to watch the most. The third one on the list, which is reset saw ink, is my favorite. I do hope you made it that far. Starting up with the first one of the day is choosing which sequence layer to work with. In order to select a layer you want to work with from a sequence, first you have to select the type of sequence you want to work with. In my case, I'm going to be using sequence from the Afro Horse Bank. I hit the love here, all of the favorites. So I love this one. And then, so there are two ways we go about selecting which of the layers to work with. The first way is coming to the layer tab here. Now we have 3 layers in this sequence, and if you hit the keyboard, yeah, so from this point now you can go ahead to select which of them you want to work with by offing and owning. Yeah, but one of the way I suggest you do that is using the solo here. Once you solo, you're gonna be using just the one being solo, and then hit the solo here. That's one of the easiest way to go about it. And the second way to go about using layer is come to the layer tab here, and then you also have which of the layers to use. Now in this next step, I'm going to be showing you how to replace missing samples from whatever layer or sequence you select in Nexus. And to do that, go ahead to select the sound you want to use, or the sequence, or the type of arpeggio you want to use. Okay, so all right, in my case, I'm going to be using sound from this tropical. Let's go with this sound. Double tap and hit the keyboard. Here we have no sound. Now how to do the replacing of samples, because now we don't have samples here. What you can do is come to the layer tab here, and then you'll be open up with this window here. So the reason you don't have this sample here, there is you need to have a certain stuff with this Nexus, but now it's not here, and you're always going to have this problem once you don't have this here yet. So you need to find a way to work on that. I might be coming up with a video on that soon, so stick around for that. Okay, so this how we're going to now replace the samples that is missing. So click here, and then of all the sample, just try to pick any sample you want, and then hit the keyboard. And just like that, you can then replace the sample and then start to play your melody. Now moving to the next stuff I want to show you is reset saw in, which is my favorite. This is one of the stuff most of us using Nexus encounter when selecting preset. Sometimes the preset tends not to work, but I'm not going to talk much of that. I'm going to put this in action so you see what this reset saw in is. Okay, let's say I'm selecting the type of sound I want to use. Okay, for this one, I'm going to use the Nexus Unhide berry. Okay, let's say I want to use this big hit, and I double tap on it. And for some reason, we have this web pop-up window here. And then once you hit OK now, you realize that your sound is no longer sampling. In some cases, if you double click the next sound, it's going to work. But in case you double click the next sound and it's not working, to fix that problem, all you have to do is come right here to these 3 dots you look at here, and then select this option called reset saw in, and it's just going to reset your plugin back to wherever you stop. And yeah, that's how you can go about doing it instead of deleting the entire plugin to reload Nexus, because that's one of the way we go about doing it. Often we delete the plugin and then reload the plugin. So I hope this reset saw in is going to be your favorite when using this Nexus 5 plugin, because it's my favorite whenever I encounter such problem. The fourth reason we here today is to know how to export and import MIDI into Nexus, and to do that it's pretty much simple. All you have to do is select the type of sequence you love the most, and just in case you don't love the MIDI file in that sequence, then you can go ahead to replace the MIDI with one of your custom MIDI in your PC. Or what if you select the sequence and you love the MIDI file that is within that sequence you want to use in your DAW, you can also take that MIDI file into your DAW. So let me show you. Alright, so let's say I love this stuff and I want to get MIDI from here to use just the MIDI. What I'm going to do is come to this layer part of the stuff here. This is one of the areas you can go about doing it. So here's the chord progression, right? Now once you are in the MIDI edit area here, playing the MIDI, let's say you want this progression now to send to your project, and what you're gonna do is, you see this option here, import and export. So if you want to take this MIDI you are looking at here to your system, you're going to be using the export option, and this is it. You're going to now find where you want to save it. Okay, let's say Nexus here. Okay, let's do Nexus ESP, Nexus export. Now I've successfully export this MIDI to my PC. Now what I can do to make use of this MIDI is come down here and then open the location I save it. Now we have Nexus export here. So what I'm going to do quick is just take one FL Studio FL key. Now I have FL key load up here. I can now come back here to, and then take Nexus export, and then boom, I have the same exact MIDI file here. Now I can do my own custom tweaking and playing around with it. On the other side, you can also do the other way around by bringing MIDI into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this. Yeah, I've successfully select all. I'm going to delete. Now there's no MIDI here, and I want to now bring MIDI into this system. I'm going to now hit the import here. It's also going to take me to my file. So remember we did Nexus export. Now let's use this file as the input, and here we go. I have my own MIDI here, and if I play this now, it's going to be playing my MIDI. Now moving to the last and final reason we here today is how to hide and unhide presets. So the process of hiding and unhide can be done accidentally or intentionally. That's why you need to know how to do it and how not to do it. Why you want to hide a preset? Maybe for some reason you are using a particular preset, and whenever you click on that preset, it's not loading. Like in the case of here, let's come back to Orchestra here. So in this case, whenever I hit on this preset, it's always doing this, and I don't want to be distracted by it, because whenever it's here, always when I click on it, it's going to give me the impression that I will use it, but it's always not usable, right? So now I have the choice to hide, right? So I can now click right click here and then see the hide here, and then boom, it's no longer here. But what if I did this hide by accident? It's not something I wanted to hide, and how can I recover this hide? If you right click here, there's no option to unhide here, right? And that's where things get a little bit confusing, and that's the main reason of this video. So how to unhide what I just had right now, in case it's accidental or in case I now want to go back for what I had previously. Now you see all of this area here, these are the type of stuff, the mood you want to vibe with, right? Which we're going to be talking about in another video, so please stay tuned for that. Okay, now if you see this box here, there's no label, right? First we have this red light blinking here. Whenever this red circle is blinking here, there's an issue with Nexus, which is Nexus is not going to be responding properly, right? So what I'm going to do here now is I can come back here to my saw in, reset saw in, which we talked about previously, and now we have things going proper. Now hit this box here, and then in here now you're going to see all of the stuff that you had, right? So I had this, but what if I remove the orchestra? So you realize that I had two stuff here, 1 and 2. This was done accidentally, which I'm not going to replace. So right click here, and then you see the option on hard, and do the same here too, on hard. Now if we move this tab and then come back to our orchestra here, we can see we have just replaced the hard organ. So guys, that's it for the video, and let me know your thought in the comment section. I do hope this video help you out a lot, and if you're new here, I encourage you to be a part of this channel so that whenever I drop the next video, you'll be the first or the second person to click through. And your feedback in the comment section will means a lot to this video, and you sharing this video all by yourself will also means a lot. So guys, nothing next or less to say. I do hope to catch you on the next video.